Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all can hear me. Can you guys confirm once? Am I audible? Yep. Okay, great. Thanks for confirming, guys. So let us start this session. Okay, so today is our first demo on data engineering with the Google Cloud platform. So in this first class, this is our first demo, right? So in this first demo, we are going to discuss about what is data engineering. First, I'm going to start with what is data engineering, and I will tell you what is the role of a data engineer and what is the skills of a data engineer. If you wanted to become a data engineer, what are the skills and responsibilities that we need to learn? So that we are going to see it here, first topic. And in the second topic, I am going to talk about Google Cloud Platform. What is Google Cloud Platform? What is the benefits of using the Google Cloud Platform over the other cloud platforms? I'm going to tell about that here. In the third topic, we are going to see about the detailed course curriculum. Right, I have actually divided our course curriculum into two parts. The first part is cloud basics, and the second part is data engineering tools. Okay, so we will see the detailed course curriculum in the third topic. In the fourth topic, we are going to see about the course details. Right, so what is the course timings, the course notes, how do we provide you the notes, the material, as well as recordings, all of those access, how much you how do you get it, and all of those things we are going to tell you about. The resumes, interviews, assignments, case studies, projects, everything we are going to see in the course details. Okay, so these are the four topics that we are going to discuss as a part of first demo, guys. So first I'm going to start with what is data engineering, then the Google Cloud Platform, and then detailed course curriculum, and the fourth topic is course details. Okay, so before me starting the session, let me gonna introduce myself. My name is Shaik Saidhul. I'm currently working as a solution architect at Contech. I'm also a consultant at Databricks. Okay, so I'll be working as a solution architect at Contech, guys, full time, and I'm also a consultant at Databricks. And when I have completed my master's degree from NIT Trichy, I have more than 8 years of experience into the data and AI field. So I have done multiple certifications. I have done certifications in the GCP, Azure, Databricks, Python, Terraform, Kubernetes. So many certifications I have done. So this is all about me. And when it comes to my training experience, I've been teaching the Google Cloud Platform from last more than a year, I would say. And 30 to 40 batches we have completed on the GCP. And before that, I used to teach the Azure, and I total have almost 2+ years of training experience, I would say. I'm also a corporate trainer. I'll be teaching for corporates also, like Rakuten and all. So this is all about me, guys. Okay. Okay, so let us start our very first topic, that is what is data engineering. Okay, you might have seen nowadays the data engineering is one of the trending job roles. Okay, one of the trending job roles. So what is actually this data engineering? Let us try to understand it. Okay, in the data engineering, we will be dealing with the data. So that data may be coming up with some from application, right? So whenever you are interacting with an application, right? So for example, every day we open some Flipkart or Amazon for ordering something because they are the e-commerce platforms. We wanted to order something, right? So let me gonna give you one example. So assume that this is Flipkart application, guys, right? So this is a Flipkart application. So what you do, there are plenty of people will be there. They try to interact with an application to order something. The moment they are interacting with an application for ordering something, the moment they have done a transaction, there gets a data. There you have the data. Again, if someone is doing again, so there is a data. So you are having a data that is generated at an application because of an user interactions. right? So this is the data I'm talking about. So you may be getting the data that is coming from some application. Similarly, you may have the data that is coming from the some file formats, isn't it? So if you go to some production firms or a medical firms, what usually happens is that, okay, they actually fill out the forms, right? So they'll be having some form and they will be filling out some forms. Some production engineer or production guy will be there. They will be our medical guy. If you go to some medical shops or whatever, they will be filling out some forms, and that form may be in the form of an Excel file, or sometimes in the CSV format, comma separated, or sometimes it will be flat files. So I'm calling about these are a files, right? So you have a data that is coming in the form of a file formats, such as the Excel files, or a CSV file, or a JSON file, or a Avro file, or a Parquet file. So these are the multiple files that you may get it. Okay, that is also one type of a data. And similarly, you have some database. So for example, when you are working in some company or when you are working for some client, that client may be having some databases that they are running it from the last 10 years or 15 years. And in the databases, we will be storing the data only. Again, you have the data, right? So you may have the data that is coming from the databases also. And similarly, you also have a data that is coming from some IoT devices, Internet of Things, right? Some sensor devices. You might have known it. Nowadays, it becomes very crucial. So if you are nowadays, you are, for example, if you buy a car, right? This car comes up with a plenty of IoT kind of an information, right? To get to know about, more about your car, and when is the next service period, when is the next battery service period, when is the next what is the optimal state of your battery, and whether it is in the correct state or not, and what about your engine. So many things it is going to be, and where is that and the GPS location of that particular thing. So everything nowadays, if you are looking at it, and if it is a automatic car, even more information will be there, even in the battery cars also. So such a kind of information will be stored. So that is what will, how they are getting this kind of an information. It is because of the sensors only. Again, you may have a data that is coming from some IoT devices or sensor devices, right? So this much of information that is coming from. So when you're working for some client, that client may have some application, may have the data that is in the form of a files, or may have some databases, may have some IoT devices. Okay, what the client is saying that I am having the data that is coming from these multiple data sources. What is your client is saying that? Your client says that you have the data that is coming from this multiple data sources. What he is saying is that he wanted to, whatever the business that he is doing, he wanted to improve his business. He wanted to improve his business. For that one, he's asking you to analyze this data. Okay, so what he thinks is that whatever the data that he is getting from this multiple data sources is very crucial for his business improvement. For his business improvement, this data is very much important. So that is the reason he is asking you to collect this data from these multiple data sources and asking you to analyze it and understand it. The moment you understand the data, you get some kind of insights. You get some kind of insights. These insights are very much useful for the business improvement. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. What are that, sir? What do you mean by insights, sir? Insights can be anything. For example, okay, so for example, you took about this one. Maybe let us take a car only. So for the car, if you know what will be the, I mean, what is the status of, or what is the health of that particular battery, and you would intimate your client or customer, I mean, the car owner, you will intimate your car owner saying that, so your battery is going to be dead in few days, and please reach out to the nearest service center for the replacement. So such a kind of a very good, I mean, the customers are very happy to see such a kind of a things. right? So if you are telling the customer saying that, okay, this much of a problem that you guys are facing, and you try to do it, this activity. Similarly, maybe for example, if you are running a Flipkart business, right? So in the last 1 year, we have seen a rapid growth, and we have seen the sales are very good in other months, but in one of the month, maybe let us take this month only. Okay, maybe the September, the sales were very less, and we wanted to increase the sales in the September. So that's where you guys are seeing nowadays the big billion days. They come up with the big billion days, right? The Flipkart come up with the big billion days to attract the customers during the dry period, that is September and October. During the September October, people does not go for shopping much. They don't do the shopping much. So what they have done is that the Flipkart or Amazon, they come up with a big billion days concept. How did it come into the picture? That's where one of the data engineer was working behind the scene. One of the data engineer was working behind the scene. They got to know that the sales were very good in all of the months except in September or October. Okay, so we will try to attract the customers by providing some kind of a huge discounts on the stocks. Okay, so such kind of a things will come into the picture when you analyze the data. So you have to analyze the data. So the client already knows that if you know the if we analyze the data, we can get some kind of insights. Those insights are very useful for the business. So that is the reason, as a data engineer, what we have to do? We have to extract the data from the multiple data sources. We have to extract the data from the multiple data sources, and we try to store it in a one single layer called data lake. We try to store it in a single layer called data lake, where, so assume that this is your data sources, and this is what we call it as you are storing it here. Okay, so you're trying to store it in the data lake. Storing is not our intention. Storing is only to keep the data in a single location so that accessing becomes easy. It's because this application may be in some format, maybe the data coming in the some format, JSON format, or maybe some other format, but it is running in some server. So every time continuously extracting the data is very difficult. So that's the reason I extract the data and I put it in a single location. Similarly, the files also. The database may be running in some location, some other server. Okay, I have to move it to some single location. So that's the reason the very first thing as a data engineer I would do is that I would extract the data or collect the data or ingest the data into a single layer called data lake, or some people usually call it as a staging area also. Okay, so after that, what as a data engineer, from my previous experience, I would say is that the data that you got it from the data sources is the raw data. May have multiple problems, such as it may have duplicates, it may have duplicates, it may have null values, it may have additional columns which are not required, it may have unnecessary data. So from my experience as a data engineer, I got to know that the data may have these kind of problems. So when you try to deal with this data directly to analyze it, so whatever the insights you got it from the analysis, those insights are not accurate. Those insights are not accurate. Okay, whatever the analysis that you are doing it on top of this data may not be accurate. These results are inaccurate now. It is because you're dealing with the data which is having already the accuracy problems. Okay, so that's the reason. So as per my experience, I'm saying you guys, whatever the data that you're dealing with is a raw data, you try to process it, clean it, enrich it, so that that can be used for the analysis. So this is called as a data pre-processing. Data pre-processing. Okay, so in the data pre-processing, you are going to process the data, you're going to clean the data, you are going to enrich the data. That means you are adding some kind of a value to the data. You are adding some kind of a value to the data. So that is what you store the data here, you process the data here, you get the data from here. Okay, so once you have processed, that means you're extracting the data from here. You're transforming the data here. And you need to load the data to some other. So that is where we have a data warehouses. Okay, the data warehouses comes into the picture to store the data that is coming from the multiple data sources. A data warehouse is an entire enterprise location. The entire enterprise data is available in one single location. One single location. And the data in the data warehouse is stores in the form of a tabular format. So to analyze the data, we are going to use the SQL here, because almost all the data warehouses comes up with a built-in query engine. They are capable of running the SQL queries. They are capable of running the SQL queries, so you can able to analyze the data here. You can able to analyze the data here. So you extract the data from this one, you store it, you process it, you analyze it, and whatever the data or whatever the tables that you have created out of it can be used for the other things such as BI. Okay, other things we can able to use it for the BI, or we can also use it for the machine learning, can also be used for the data scientist, can also used by the business groups directly for the business decision making. Okay, so this is what is data engineering, everyone. So we get a data from the multiple data sources, we send the data to the downstreams. Okay, during this process we also ensure that data is properly accurate and complete throughout the system, and we also monitor these things, because this is not just a different tools, we are integrating multiple tools to create the pipelines. Okay, we are integrating the tools to create the pipeline, so that is the reason. So this is what we call as a data engineering pipeline. During this also we need to take care of the data governance and monitoring. Okay, so this is what is data engineering, everyone. In a data engineering, you get a data from the multiple data sources. I might have mentioned here applications, files, and databases, and IoT. You may have multiple other data sources also. Okay, so you get the data from this one, you store it in the single location, you process it, you analyze it, you send the data to the downstream for reporting and dashboard creation, or for machine learning model creation, or some data scientist wanted to find a future trend, or some business manager wanted to take a business decision on top of these reports. So this is what we call as the data engineering, everyone. As per the definition, if I have to say what is data engineering, we can look at here. A data engineering is the process of collecting the data, organizing the data, and preparing the large amounts of the data so that it can be used and analyzed properly. That means, so it is a process of extracting the data, organizing the data, and preparing the large amounts of the data for the analysis purpose, isn't it? So during this process, we may be creating the systems or infrastructure, because we don't want it to do the things manually, isn't it? We don't want it to do the things manually. So that's the reason we try to create the systems and pipelines which are running in an automated fashion, which can capture the data, store the data, process the data efficiently and automatically. So this is what is data engineering, everyone. What I would say is that, so I have one data source, I create a pipeline, and in this pipeline I may be having multiple steps, and automatically it will be writing to the destination. So I get the data from some source, I am writing it to the destination. So all of these entire things are automated as a pipeline. During this pipeline, we are worrying about to creating a system, an environment, and runtime. Everything we are taking care of it. So that is what involves a data engineering, and we are also taking care of all the infrastructure details such as clusters or systems or pipelines and everything. And we also monitor it whether our purpose is solved or not. Okay, so we are serving the purpose of the pipeline or not, we are going to check it out. So that is what is data engineering, everyone. Hope that is clear. So I'm going to give a pause for 1 minute. If anyone have any questions, you can please raise your hand. So only if you have any question on the data engineering, because I would talk about the Google Cloud Platform next. I will talk about the course curriculum next. Let's not focus on the future topics, just focus on what is data engineering. If you have any question, please raise your hand, guys. Please raise your hand. Okay, that means everyone is good about the data engineering, right? So I just wanted to give you some idea on the data engineering. So now you know what is data engineering, at least some idea. In the upcoming sessions you will get it more, right? So now I would like to tell you about the role of a data engineer. So he will be working on the data ingestion. Just now we have seen a data engineer work on the data ingestion. So he may have a one data source. He need to think about how to pull the data from the data source, how to store it in some other thing, right? So he need to think about data ingestion and data storage and management. So he need to find a scalable system to store the data properly, access controlling, data protection, data encryption, data security. So all of these things he should worry about it every day for data storage and management that comes under. And one more thing is that he need to have a very good skills on data processing activities, maybe using the Apache Beam, maybe using the Apache Spark or PySpark or whatever the language, should be having a very good expertise in data processing, because he is going to do the data processing almost every day. And the next one is ensuring the data is quality and governance. That means ensuring the data is accurate and complete throughout the system. For that one, he need to take a proper measures, maybe validations, or maybe error handling, or maybe some other kind of an activities he need to take care of it, making sure that this particular activity is covered. And the next one is, as I told you already, every developer is a lazy, so they don't wanted to do the things manually. So he wanted to create a pipeline to automate the things, right? So we are going to create the pipelines to automate the things. So we need to have an expertise on creating the pipelines using multiple tools and integrating multiple systems. And one more important aspect, when you go for an interview also, without this question you will not be coming out of an interview, that is performance optimization. How do you optimize your systems? How do you optimize your pipelines? How do you optimize your code? How do you optimize your SQL query? So all of these questions are for sure they are going to ask it in the interview, and you must explain it what is this one and all. And we will be covering too, because everything which we are trying to create, it should be running in an optimized fashion. So that's what the client expectation is, that if you are creating some pipeline, it should be running in an optimized time. If I created some code, it should be running in an optimized fashion, right? So to do that, we need to worry about optimization of that particular code or query. So for that one, we need to spend some time on that also. We will be covering that point as well. Finally, now the final point about that is monitoring and maintenance. That is making sure that your pipeline is running smooth. See, monitoring is that, so you are running a pipeline, and if it is not running it properly, okay, that means if it is failed, so someone has to, how do you know that it is failed? If you monitor it only, you will get to know it. If you are not monitoring it, you will not get to know that it is failed. So the moment it is failed, you have to ensure that it is fixed as soon as possible. Otherwise, the downstream people are getting the wrong data, which will create a lot of chaos in the analysis. So that is the reason monitoring and maintenance of your pipelines are very much important activity, making sure that it is running smooth without any errors. Okay, so that is what is a monitoring and maintenance, everyone. So this is what the data engineer do every day, guys. Some people, I mean, you are not going to get a chance to work on all of these areas in a single time, but some people will work on two activities, two activities. That's how it will be. Okay, so one data engineer may work on this area, one data engineer here, one data engineer here. So that's how it will be in the companies. But for sure, we are going to learn all of these topics in the continuous, in the upcoming sessions, I would say. Okay, so data ingestion, data storage and management, data processing, and data quality and governance, data pipeline creations, performance optimizations, monitoring and maintenance activities. Okay, so this is what. Now, I'm going to talk about the Google Cloud Platform. I'm going to talk about Google Cloud Platform, everyone. What is Google Cloud Platform? Right? Sir, what is Google Cloud Platform? Is you ask me, you might have already know about the other cloud platforms. Right, sir? Before me talking about Google Cloud Platform, I would like to generalize this statement. Okay, so to generalize it, you might have known about Azure, you might have known about GCP, and you might have known about AWS. What are these things, guys? Can anyone tell me what are these three things? Can anyone guess it? What are these three things? These three are the cloud providers, isn't it? Okay, so AWS, Azure, GCP, these are the three leading cloud providers. What they provide you guys? The name itself, it is saying that cloud providers. Okay, cloud providers. That means they are going to provide you the cloud computing services. What they provide you guys? They provide you the cloud computing services. They provide you the cloud computing services, and these services are very useful for the organizations to build the application or deploy the application or scale the application or store some data, analyze the data, or process the data, or visualize the data, or create some machine learning models, or deploying some machine learning models, or taking care of the networking activities. So this is what the cloud providers do. So we have Azure, AWS, and GCP. These are all the leading cloud providers, and they provide you the cloud computing services. And these services are very useful for the these services are very useful for the companies or an organizations. For the organizations or projects, I would say in the company will be working on some project. So in the project, if you wanted to build an application, deploy an application, you don't have to create your entire infrastructure. You don't have to create your entire infrastructure. That entire infrastructure is maintained by the cloud provider itself. You can just focus on the innovation. Okay, so the major important thing is that I would like to tell you guys, the major important thing is that, so I wanted to create an application. Sir, I wanted to create an application. I'm trying to give you some simple example. I wanted to create an application. So to create an application, can you guys tell me what are the things that we need? What are the things that we need? Can you guys guess it? So the very first thing is that a manpower, nothing but a developers, isn't it? The developers are required. So if you wanted to create an application, you need the manpower, that is developers or testers or whoever you are. And the next one is the code. You need to write the code. So if you wanted to run an application or create an application, you need to write the code. Can you guys guess it? What is the other important thing? And manpower and code. Can you guys guess it? Anyone? Yeah, that is infrastructure. Right? Where is your code is running? Isn't it? See, if you wanted to prepare the food, sir, I wanted to prepare the food. I wanted to prepare the food at home. So what is the thing that is needed? You need the manpower. You need to know the how to cook it, the recipe, right? So this is recipe. So the second thing is recipe. The third thing is you need to have the entire infrastructure that has stove and all of those utensils, isn't it? So that is what I am talking about. Okay, so whenever you wanted to create an application, so manpower is you are the developer. The code that you're creating is that it could be a Python or Java or whatever it is, you need to create the code. So this is all. The next thing is that the burden on us is to, if I am also focusing on infrastructure creation also, that's where the extra burden for me is that. So instead of me focusing on innovating the code, I am focusing on the infrastructure. So that's where the cloud providers came into the picture, is that you don't worry about the infrastructure. We will provide you the infrastructure. we will help you with the infrastructure. So all the infrastructure management as well as updates, we will take care of it. You focus on the code innovation. So that is where the cloud providers came into the picture. So this entire infrastructure is managed by the cloud providers nowadays. This entire infrastructure is managed by the cloud providers. Whether you wanted to build an application, or you wanted to store the data, or you wanted to create some machine learning models or deployment, and if you wanted to worry about the networking, whatever the activity that you wanted to do to fulfill your project requirement, you have a separate tool or a service or a system available in the cloud services. You have a separate tool or a service or a system already created and available in the cloud systems or cloud platforms. One of such cloud platform is a Google Cloud Platform. Okay, one of that cloud provider is a Google Cloud provider. What that do is that they provide you the cloud computing services for the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, store the data, process the data, analyze the data to fulfill their project requirements. To fulfill their project requirements. So this is what is the Google Cloud Platform, everyone. In a simple way, the Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you the cloud computing services. These services are very useful for the organizations to fulfill their project requirements. Okay, in a simple way, if I have to define it, this is what. If you wanted to look at the definition also, you can see it. Okay, look at here, guys. A Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers range of products and solutions to help the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, and scale the applications and services in the cloud. The same thing it is the definition. What is this one, sir? It is a cloud computing, it is providing you the cloud computing services. Who is providing? The Google has created a Google Cloud Platform. We already know about it. Google is a company. It is a product based company. It provides plenty of products to us. We might have known about YouTube. We know about the Google Analytics. We might have known about Google search engine, Google Maps, all of these things, such that they have also created GCP, Google Compute Engine, sorry, Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so it has YouTube, Google search engine, Google Maps, Google Analytics, Google Drive, and all of those things, right? Similarly, they also created or published one more product that is Google Cloud Platform. Okay, what they do, they provide you the cloud computing services, and these services are very useful for the organizations to build the applications, deploy the applications, and sell the applications and services in the cloud. Okay, and these services are highly reliable. The companies are saying, the organizations whoever have used the Google Cloud, they say is that these services are reliable, secure, and it has a scalable infrastructure which enables we can leverage the power of Google's extensive global network and data centers. That means Google has its data centers throughout the world, and in each data center you have a plenty of infrastructure. The organizations or companies can leverage this infrastructure to do their project requirement fulfilling. Okay, so that is what is Google Cloud Platform, everyone. Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you the cloud computing services. By using these cloud computing services, tomorrow you wanted to create an application, you don't have to manage your infrastructure. People used to create the data centers. The companies were creating their own data center previously. If you go 10 years, 15 years before, people used to have their own data center. They are used to manage their own data centers. That's a time taking, effort taking, a lot of money taking, right? So that's where the cloud computers come into the picture. You rent those resources for some amount of a period, and you pay for whatever it is. So this is what is Google Cloud Platform, everyone. And so why we learn the GCP? It's because it has a very good community support. It comes up with the cost effective features. This is one of the features that very commonly from AWS to the nowadays, people are migrating it to the Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform is very famous for its data engineering activities. Almost all the companies are started using the GCP. Earlier, Google's market was just 9% only. Now it is almost 20%, nearly 20% market it has came into. It's because it's a huge difference. It's a very huge difference. It's because that it's a cost effective nature and reliability nature. The services are flexible, scalable, reliable, secure, fully managed services, and it is fast and easy to access. So it is because of these reasons only most of the companies or organizations, whether it is startup or product based companies or MNC companies, started using these cloud platforms. One of such cloud platform is a Google Cloud Platform. And we might have been using these services from, we might have been using the Google products such as Google Maps and Google Analytics as well as Google Drive. We now know that Google provides you the best services only, and these services are reliable and secure. So we have a trust on the Google products. So that's where the company is also trusting it, and now they have proved themselves that they provide the services with the cost effective with all of these features. So that's the reason even from the AWS also some of the workloads are nowadays migrated to the GCP. Okay, so that's how the GCP is becoming very, very, very famous. I'm telling you guys, very, very famous in the near future. I'm telling you, most of the most of the data engineering, very famous for the data engineering, not for other things. I would say GCP is very famous for the data engineering because it has a plenty of services for the. It has a plenty of services for the data engineering. The data engineering library in the GCP is very huge compared to the AWS and Azure. So that's the reason it is very famous for the data engineering, I would say, activities. Data engineering or data scientist activities, very famous. Okay. And so you can also see the career growth, the cloud growth. You might, I just told you, right? So the growth in the last quarter, 54%, which is even more than the AWS and Azure. Okay, the growth rate, that means last year to this year, that is what we call as a growth rate, right? So last year to this year, the growth rate for the GCP is almost higher than any other things. And it has providing you the multiple roles. So GCP data engineer, GCP developer, admin, DevOps engineer, architect. We are going to focus on GCP data engineer, which is one of the trending and hard job nowadays, guys. Very, very, very huge number of calls are there for the GCP data engineers. Huge number of calls, I'm telling you. Huge number of calls are there. So people are getting the jobs easily if they have a medium knowledge on the GCP also. Okay, so that's up. And then if one wanted to do the certifications as a GCP Associate Cloud Engineer and Professional Data Engineer certifications also, if you wanted to do it, we are going to see the how I'm going to help you on that. And if you wanted to see those services or what are the services it is providing, it provides you plenty of services such as compute services, security services, management services, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, and machine learning. And we are going to focus on big data services and storage and database services. These are related to the data engineer. And we don't worry about other because we are not worried about those things. So as a data engineer, we are going to talk about these things. We are going to talk about these things, yes, data engineering. Okay, so storage and database services and big data. So that is it, guys. So that is what is all about the Google Cloud Platform. So let us start with the course content. Okay, let us start with it. I'll give you time. So after me talking about the course content, if you guys have any questions on the course content or the topics or the any other topic that we have discussed today, we will be having a question and answer session after 15 minutes. At 10 minutes, you will be having a plenty of time. You can ask me the questions. I will just talk about the course content, what we are going to discuss. Okay, as I told you already, our entire course content is divided into two parts. The very first part is cloud basics. We are focusing on the Google Cloud, so we are focusing on the cloud basics. Nothing but it is similar to all other cloud platforms also. So our is GCP cloud basics. That was first thing. And next thing is GCP data engineering tools. Okay, so first topic is cloud basics, and next topic is tools, GCP data engineering tools. So these are the two topics we are going to cover, guys. So let me gonna tell you the course content for each and every topic. Okay, so for that one, first I will try to give you the high level idea, then I will open the PDF and I'll show you the everything. First I'll give you high level idea. Okay, so after that I will give you this one. So here we have the PDF for that. So a high level idea I will try to give you first. Look at here. We will be starting with the cloud overview, guys, maybe from tomorrow onwards. Why we need the cloud platform and what is the difference between the on-premises versus cloud. And after that, we see what is one more time. I'll tell you about what is Google Cloud Platform and why we learn the GCP and the opportunities and certifications. And the next topic is GCP interfaces. I will talk about the GCP interfaces such as console, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SDK. Okay, so I would talk about, see, for example, if I was a data engineer, if I wanted to work with the multiple services in the Google Cloud Platform, I need to know about what are the interface methods and how we can able to interact with them, right? So that is, I'll tell you about the console, the Cloud Shell, the Cloud SDK. And the fourth one is console walkthrough. I will tell you how do we create a free tier account, guys. This is where you guys have to create your free tier account. So you have to create your free tier account. I will tell you how to create it in one session, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. I will tell you how do we create a free tier account. It is worth of $300 for free. So you don't have to pay. They will provide you $300 for free for next 90 days. Okay, so whatever the things that you wanted to, all the lab sessions we are going to implement in the this one only, all the pipelines we are going to create it here only, all the case studies we are going to perform here only, all the assignments you have to complete it here only. Okay, you don't need to install anything in your local machine. Everything we are going to perform in the Google Cloud Platform, everyone. So how, for that one, I am going to tell you how to create a free tier account worth of $300 for free for next 90 days. All the things we are going to perform here only, the lab activities, pipeline creations, case studies, use cases, assignments, everything we are going to cover here. I will tell you this one in the future classes. Okay, so that is how one thing. And the next thing, sorry. And the next thing is that I will tell you once we create a free tier account and tell you what is a project and how do we set up a project and what is the billing. Okay, how do we enable the billing, modify the billing, or enable the APIs? All of those things we will see it here in the fourth topic. And fifth topic, the GCP locations, regions, zones, and selection criteria importance. So this topic is very much important whenever you wanted to create a cluster or some environment or some system if you wanted to create in Google Cloud Platform. So you need to deploy it in one single location. So while doing it, you need to select a proper region and zone, very much important. Otherwise, it affects your cost or performance or availability. So very, very important topic we are going to cover in the upcoming session. And one more is IAM and admin, which is in the form of a security access control. So I am working in a project. I would like to provide an access to some person or a group of people. So to do that, you need to go to the IAM. Okay, so IAM is nothing but identity access management. So what are these identities and how do we provide an access via role and how do we create a policies, resource hierarchy. So these are our cloud basics 6 modules we are going to cover, guys. So one is this one, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. All of these things we are going to cover in detail. Once this is covered, and we are going to enter into the data engineering services. Okay, so let me start with the data. We now know that data is categorized into the three categories. One is unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. To deal with an unstructured data in the Google Cloud Platform, you have a Google Cloud Storage, that is one. To semi-structured data, we have a big table, that is two. To work with structured data in OLTP, we have a 3. Unstructured data OLAP, we are covering the BigQuery 4. So total, we are covering about 4 services, guys, in the storage and database. This is comes under storage and database. Database services, we have here 4 services: GCS, Google Cloud Storage, Bigtable, Cloud SQL, and BigQuery. All the services are covered. And next, if you wanted to create the pipelines, guys, Spark pipelines, Hadoop pipelines, I wanted to create it, go to the Dataproc. In this situation, we are going to learn about the PySpark, everyone. So we will be creating here Spark with Python pipelines. So you are going to learn here PySpark. And after that, I am going to tell you how do you create a Beam pipelines, that is data flow. Here you are going to learn about Apache Beam with Python. And here we are going to create the pipelines with a code-free environment, that is Data Fusion. Data Fusion is not that much important nowadays, but one of our topic I am going to talk about here, Data Fusion. And next, the workflow orchestration tools, we are covering the Airflow. And for a lake house, from the last to last batch onwards, I have been started teaching the Databricks also. Okay, so Databricks also covered here. So this is something that we are deploying the Databricks on the Google Cloud platform. This is one of the things that we started. Even I have worked closely with the Databricks. I told you guys that I am a consultant at Databricks. So we have been doing it. You might have seen Unity catalog nowadays in the Databricks. So I was a part of the development team also. And you guys going to learn about the Databricks in a very detailed way from me, so that I have started teaching it from the last batch onwards. Students are actually asking. So that's the reason we started that also, Databricks. So Dataproc, Data Flow, Data Fusion, Databricks. Databricks is a platform. Instead of me telling it as a pipelines, it's a platform itself. So I would say, okay, I'll just create it as a separate entity, maybe the next time. And this is 5, Airflow. Very important tools, whatever I'm telling here. So here we are mentioning about 5 important data processing or ETL tools, you can also call it as. Yeah, so that is 5. And after that, we are going to see PubSub, the streaming data ingestion, PubSub, and event-based solution, that is cloud functions, and infrastructure provision, Terraform. So this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so streaming data ingestion, because we are going to cover the streaming pipelines also, everyone. We are creating the streaming pipelines also. We are also creating the batch pipelines. Event-based solutions also we are going to create it with the cloud functions, and Terraform is for infrastructure provisioning. So this topic I was not teaching earlier. So as some of the people told me, sir, they called me for who got the job, right? With this course, 96% have got the job, guys, in the last 8 months. In the last 8 months, 96% got the job. And few of my students has told me, sir, we are using the Terraform also. Multiple students has told me, sir, giving some kind of a knowledge in the course for the Terraform would be a good decision. So that's the reason we have added that topic. We have added that topic, Terraform also. And very important, we are covering the Linux basics, and we were covering the Python also for 6 to 7 hours, and PySpark and Apache Beam, right? So Linux is covered, Python is covered, PySpark is covered, Apache Beam is covered. Okay, so that is it. And so this is about the course curriculum, right? So I would like to show you the detailed course curriculum. Here is the detailed course curriculum, everyone, and with the real-time projects, and so Google Cloud Data Engineering training with the real-time projects and case studies. And starting with the introduction and interfaces, console and SDK and shell, location. So everything is properly designed, guys. I put a lot of effort to creating this entire course curriculum. Look at here. So whenever you get a chance, maybe after the class also, you can go to and you try to look at this one. Interfaces and locations. I am an admin, Linux, Python for data engineers, specially designed for Python for data engineers. Look at here, specially designed for this Python for data engineers. And after that, you have a Google Cloud Storage, Cloud SQL, BigQuery, and Dataproc, PySpark development, Databricks on Google Cloud Platform, data flow, right? So this is data flow, guys. So data flow, Cloud PubSub, Cloud Composer, nothing but Airflow, Data Fusion, Cloud Functions, and Terraform. Okay, by the end of this session, you guys, you can expect to be proficient in the SQL development, PySpark development, Apache MD development, DAG creations, notebook creations, workflows, and Databricks, architecture planning, and certification readiness. So this is what is the outcome of this project. By the end of this course, what students can expect. That means the outcome of this particular course, this one. And yeah, this is the course curriculum. And for this one, we have a dedicated material, and I am going to share it to you guys. So my material is famous for the data engineering, I would say. So look at here. So the same thing also mentioned here in this one. And if you go to the interview, so after the what we call it as, so let me gonna come here first. We will be covering the cloud basics, account creation, installing the SDKs. We will be working with an SDK and Linux basics. Google Cloud Storage. What is Google Cloud Storage? And how do we create a bucket using the console and Cloud Shell? All the Cloud Shell commands also we are learning. What is Cloud SQL? How do we connect it to the Cloud SQL? Data migration project and the database migration project we are covering here. And my so sample data and assignment, you have it. And similarly in the Google Cloud Storage also you have assignment. So every topic has assignments. And go to the BigQuery. What is BigQuery? And architecture of the BigQuery, and what are the limitations of the BigQuery. And working with the BigQuery, multiple ways of creating the tables in the BigQuery, and you have the everything here. And working with arrays. So how do we work with an array? This is one of the topics that people get a find it difficult. So we are making it easy in the arrays. Working with arrays in the BigQuery, we are covering it. Nested and repeated fields, partitions and clustering in the BigQuery, very much important topic. Assignments, case study 1, case study 2, case study 1 medallion architecture, case study 2 social media project, and final one is views. Views, normal views, materialized views, authorized views, everything is covered. Python for data engineer, as I told you guys, chapter 1 data types, data structures, programming constructions, modular programming. So what is strings, operators, numbers, and booleans? Lister, tuple, dictionary set, if and else statements, for loops and while loops, exceptional handling, file input output operations, functions, and classes. Dataproc, introduction to the Hadoop environment. What is Spark? The difference between the Hadoop and Apache Spark. What is Spark? What is PySpark? Spark architecture, Spark ecosystem, and everything. What is Dataproc? What is the use cases of the Dataproc? And what is a single node cluster, multi-node cluster? And you have a lab sessions. Jupyter lab, we are going to cover. Jupyter environment, we are going to create a multiple notebooks. Here are all the notebooks, and these are all the notebooks, and these are all the data sets. And you have some assignments, case studies, assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, end-to-end pipeline, end-to-end batch pipeline here. And next, data flow. What is data flow? How it is different from the Dataproc? Apache Beam, cloud data flow. How do we create a pipeline? P collections, P transformations, everything. Spark versus Beam, Dataproc versus data flow differences. Again, you have the lab sessions and data sets. Template method of creating the pipelines, end-to-end streaming pipeline. Here we have a end-to-end streaming pipeline, everyone. And PubSub. So what is PubSub? And PubSub terminology, architecture, and how we can able to create that publisher and subscriber model in the, we are going to see it, and that we have used in the streaming pipeline because it is a streaming data tool, right? So we have used, a topic is nothing but PubSub topic, and the data fusion and the end-to-end pipeline in the data fusion. And the cloud functions. What is cloud functions? Cloud function 1, cloud function 2. 2 is an assignment. Finally, Terraform. Okay, I think I forgot to tell you about the Databricks. Yeah, here you have Terraform, installing the Terraform, creating the pipelines, and Terraform lifecycle. And Databricks. So what is Databricks and why is Databricks is needed? Okay, and what is Lakehouse? What is what is DBFS file system? Setting up a Databricks workspace in the Google Cloud platform. Unity catalog. You see Unity catalog. Why the Unity catalog is required? You see Metastore, and we have a Hive Metastore. Why the UC Metastore is required, and how do we use it? Clusters. What is clusters and types of clusters and modes of clusters? Notebooks. So you might have seen, right? So everything is having the notebook here. Okay, so notebooks. So what is a notebook? And how do we create a multi-language notebooks and the advantages of the notebooks in the Databricks? DB utility commands, Delta tables. What is Delta Lake? What is Delta Lake tables? And what happens when you create a Delta Lake tables? And advanced features like time travel, indexing and compacting the files, as well as optimizing and vacuum commands, data set creations, structured streaming. How do we create the streaming pipelines here? The modes as well as everything. And autoloader for file-based ingestion if you wanted to go for. Medallion architecture, we are going to see it, and end-to-end workflow with the medallion architecture. Okay, this is one of the end-to-end workflow with an incremental pipelines using this one. Okay, yeah. So all of these things we are going to cover it here, guys. So this is about the course content. And finally, if you wanted to go for an interview, you have the resume templates. You have resume templates for those people who wanted to create a resume and go for the job and crack it. And for them, again, we have an interview introduction and project 1 explanation, project 2 explanation. You can go and easily convey it in the interview. And data engineering questions, you have it. So here, these are the theoretical questions for the data engineering, guys. Very much important. SQL questions, SQL coding questions, Python coding questions, certification dumps. Those who wanted to go for certification, you have the dumps here. End-to-end pipeline here. Okay, end-to-end pipeline. This is a complementary project. Okay, so this is also we have to. So everything is here, guys. So whatever you are expecting out of this course I've been teaching from the last 1 year. I have a model in such a way that it is more of a job-oriented program, I would say, with all the projects, case studies, assignments, and everything. Okay, so this is what it is, guys. Now tell me if anyone have any questions. Before that, let me gonna give you the course details. Finally, course duration of 50 hours. It will take 2.5 months, guys. Earlier it was 2 months only. Now it is taking 2.5 months, I would say. I actually change it here. I would mention it here, 2.5 months. Yeah. So it is 2.5 months. And daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday. We do not have sessions on the Saturday and Sunday, Monday to Friday only. Delivery, online live sessions we are covering. Add-ons, we are providing the video recordings. Comprehensive material, just now I have shown you the material, right? That material is provided to you once you have registered for the course. Assignments we are going to provide, and real-time case studies and projects are covered. Interview questions are provided, certification dumps, and resume assistance. So you have seen all of those things in the notes also, right? So everything is covered here, guys. Yep, this is it, guys. So who can attend this course and what is the prerequisite? If you ask me, the prerequisite is that SQL, guys. You need to have basic knowledge on the SQL. Okay, so you need to, this is the expectation from your SQL knowledge. And you can able to just learn in 4 to 5 days also. And target audience for this course is that whoever you are, whether you are a data engineer or a software developer or a ETL developer or a ETL tester or whoever you are. Sorry, I wanted to become a data engineer. This course is specially designed to get a job and work comfortably. The main aim of this course, if I have to talk about, you need to get a very good knowledge out of this course with all the exposure to the projects and everything, and work comfortably in the company. So when you get a job you are going to get it. There isn't any issue because you are getting a plenty of the calls. So in a month you get 15 to 20 interviews. 15 to 20 interviews in a month is very huge. Okay, almost every day, one interview every day. So that's how the course is in very demand. And if you guys wanted to go for the job, if you are looking for a job oriented program, so this is what it is, everyone. Okay, whoever you are, you wanted to come to the data engineering or you wanted to go for a certification, this course is for you. Okay, yep. Thank you. These are the things. Thank you for being patient so far. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. You can raise your hand. You can ask me the questions, guys. Now, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me now. Please raise your hand. Am I audible? Sorry, show me the money. What does that mean? You mean to say that the course fee you are asking or something? For course fee, our admin will call you guys. You can actually connect with them. They will help you on the course fee. And any other details regarding the course, you can ask me. Course fee, the admin will help you on that. They will ping you for the course fee and all of those details. They will help you on that. Yes. Any questions, anyone, please? Yep. Okay, tomorrow also we have a demo session, guys. So demo 2, today is a demo 1, which is we have completed just now, which is a free, so everyone can attend it. And tomorrow is a demo 2. So if you have anyone who struck with some package, so I would tell you this one, guys. If you have your any of your friends, right? Any of your friends or colleagues or relatives or whoever you are, if you think that they got stuck in some role, if if they got stuck in some role and they have like 3+ years of experience and they couldn't able to get, even they're getting 5 lpa to 7 lpa only, they're extra from the 3 experience also, they wanted to go up to 12, 13, 14, 15 also. If they wanted to go from the all the way from the 5 to 15, if they wanted to go it by learning some course, that is, you can just inform that about a GCP data engineer. We have helped them to get the job easily in previously, and we are continuing to do the same thing now. And just inform them that this is the course, and you ask them to attend the demo sessions. Okay, you ask them to attend the demo sessions, and we have placed almost 96% with this course. And you can also help them get placed by from this course. They can easily crack the interviews, I'm telling you guys. So if you think that someone got stuck with some package, maybe sir 4 years that guy is earning only 10 lpa, sir he wanted to go up to 18, 19, 20 also, the market is there, demand is there for the GCP data engineer. So you can help them, guys, I'm telling you. Okay, yep. So this is it, guys. If anyone have any questions, you can ask me.
Yes, sir. I'll be raising my hand, but it looked like you couldn't see it or there is an issue on my hand.
Oh yeah, I can see it now. Yes, Igor. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so I'm coming from DevOps background, so I got laid off recently.
Okay.
Yes, but it's been like almost 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
I've been looking for a job as a cloud engineer and DevOps in AWS, but it's really hard. The market is very, very
Correct.
competitive to get a job.
Correct.
So I'm transitioned to, uh, first of all, I was transitioned to machine learning, but I realized that I don't have much foundation on
Correct.
data analyst and data engineer. So I
Correct.
would like to take your
Correct.
class in
Correct. So
order
that's a
to
very good.
get a
That's
job.
that's a
Yeah.
very good idea. So if you wanted to, I mean, this is some people do a mistake that, right? So they are working as a some role and they wanted to go for machine learning engineer and they attend some course on the machine learning. But if you wanted to learn a machine learning or if you wanted to get a job in the machine learning, the foundation is data engineering, guys. You go via data engineering, get the job in the data engineering, then move to the machine learning. That's a very good idea. So because data engineering is a foundation for the data analyst, machine learning, data scientist. So learn the data engineering. Data engineering was there 10 years before, 30 years before. Data engineering will be there after 30 years also. Okay, data analyst, Power BI developers are these machine learning. They came nowadays, but data engineering was there, and it is the foundation. It will be there in the future also. First, learn the data engineering, get a good job in the data engineering, then make yourself, sir, I would like, I'm very much interested in the machine learning. Then started learning about the machine learning concepts, because it makes easy to learn it. Because I come from a machine learning background also. I'm a Gen AI certified person. So I would say that whatever we are going to do in the machine learning, almost half of the concepts in the data engineering only. So first learn the job, first to go and attend this data engineering. So try to attend our course, which is a data engineering only, and get the good hands on, get job, and then move to the machine learning. Yes, Igor, that's a very good idea. Yeah.
Right. And my second question is, do you have any different time, like in the evening batch or anything like that? Do you have any or no?
We have it
Uh,
actually. We are having morning batches and evening batches also. But that
okay.
evening batch is in the middle of this course. Okay, it is in the middle already. Okay.
Oh,
So, oh yeah, it's we have covered almost middle. So maybe it will take 1 more month, 1.5 more month for that batch to start. So what you can do is that you can attend this batch, okay, and whenever you wanted to jump onto the evening batch also, whenever new batch is starting, you can jump onto that batch also. That's totally fine. Okay.
okay. Cause from my job right now, I'm working in Amazon Associate, so I'll be doing a night shift. Night shift, it
Okay.
mean is daily. It's a morning in India,
Got it.
so I
Got it.
got late, so I'm
Got it.
having a little bit problem attending the class daily. Maybe on Wednesday and Thursday, yes, I'm home, I can attend.
Got it.
Otherwise, I will have to follow the recording from Monday.
Got
Yeah,
it.
from Monday to Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I'll suggest you to do what? So
Yeah.
attend this batch and try to
Okay.
start getting recordings and try to watch it.
Right.
Try to manage sometime. Once the evening batch are there, just connect with an admin and can you add me to that evening batch also? Sarah has told me, and they will add you
Okay.
so that you can comfortably. By the time you get some exposure also, right? Because of the
Right.
some recordings. So that's you can do it. For sure, you
Okay.
can do that. Yes,
Okay.
good idea.
And thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions, guys? If anyone have it, please ask me. Sir, for data engineer should be required knowledge of contingent and Kubernetes. Not required, Satya. Satya, you don't need to learn about the knowledge. I mean, knowledge is like you can use it. What is contingent? It is a virtual machine. What is Kubernetes? A container engine. That's it. Okay, we don't work on that. Having knowledge is important, but you don't work on that in the company. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, here and there we will talk about that contingents and Kubernetes sometimes. So whenever I'm creating something, right, I'll talk about it for sure. But it's only tasks for us data engineers. Kubernetes and contingents only for tasks, not for more than that. We don't work on that. We don't deploy them. We don't create them. Okay, so you have to understand the differentiation between the data engineer and DevOps engineer. Yeah. Okay. Any other things, guys? Yeah, I don't see any questions. No, sorry. Okay, guys. I think this is it for today. I think we will see tomorrow at the same time, guys. We will meet at the same time. Great, right? Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you for attending the session. Please let your friends also about the course, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all.
Okay,
Thank you for
sir.
this
Thank you.
session. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys. Yeah. Thank you.